This is a Saberforge Sinister Prophecy lightsaber hilt, and I did get this lightsaber hilt as a mystery box from Saberforge, so it's possible that there are certain kind of details with this hilt that are a bit different than standard. That sometimes happens with the mystery box sabers, but at any rate, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Now, this hilt is an original design by Saberforge, custom saber, and I don't believe it's, modeled after any particular character, but the hilt design certainly embodies some common kind of iconic lightsaber features. So the hilt measures about 13 inches long from the kind of lowest point on the hilt all the way up to the highest. So, it's really more like maybe around 12 inches long when you kind of average that out, since it sort of extends out from the bottom and the top a little bit more on each side. Now, in the blade holder section, or the emitter section, we've got the slanted emitter, of course, and then there's also this really cool U-shaped cutout, and that gives this hilt more of an aggressive kind of Sith feel to it. These on either side of the cutout section, it feels kind of like horns almost, or like a clawed emitter. It sort of creates the illusion of that. And then when you would have a blade attached, of course, you get some of that light showing through here, so that it would function, like a window pretty much. Now below that we have this low profile Suba that has kind of black accent line through it. And, this Suba or handguard, it gives the hilt kind of more of a katana style vibe, a katana saber style vibe. So that's a cool addition. Now below that we have some windows cut into the hilt, and you can see the windows are in a lower layer of the hilt than the kind of main body here. And so that adds some depth, and that's pretty cool. Now these are stadium shaped windows that are vertical, and so we've got 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. And you'll notice the blade retention screw is right here. And so this hilt actually has a very deep kind of blade socket depth to it. So, when you'd attach the blade, it attaches lower than the windows. And so it's roughly maybe around 5 inches or so. It depends kind of where you measure on the hilt. But at any rate, it's a pretty deep blade socket depth. So that means when you're looking at blades for a hilt like this, you want to factor that in. So for example, if you were using a 24-inch blade, that 5-inch blade socket depth eats, 5 inches off the 24-inch length. So factor that in. It'll kind of shorten your blades up for that reason. Now below that, we've got some additional grooves. These are kind of deeper and wider than the thin grooves by the windows. And then we've got a switch hole here and also on the other side. Got the cover tech wheel, of course, for wearing the hilt. And then we've got this slanted lower section of the hilt. And then the pommel is actually lower than that, or it's kind of inside of the slanted lower part of the hilt. So that means it's a bit of a smaller pommel. It's threaded and removable, and so there's a little bit of notching around it. And also, we've got the sound vents, of course. So the hilt finish on this particular hilt that I have, it's sort of a glossier finish. So typically Saberforge hilts are, like, if you get the standard finish, it's not so glossy. So I think this is probably a custom finish of some kind, maybe with a clear coat or that kind of thing on it. But anyway, this has been a look at the Saberforge Sinister Prophecy lightsaber. It's kind of this cool design with a low profile Suba, and then also the slanted emitter at the top that kind of almost makes it look like there are horns or claws in the emitter. So feel free to comment below.